FBG Duck. Long live both of them niggas, man. You know, I listened to both of their ass, boy. I was a big listener of both of their ass, man. I fuck with both of their music. Shit, you feel me? You know, being from the rack, I knew Duck, obviously, before Vaughn. Like, I knew Duck since, like, 2013, 2012, 2013. You feel me? I've known Vaughn since 2018. You feel me? But yeah, folks, it's crazy, man. I just find that shit crazy, like how both of these niggas died the exact same fucking year. Like, if y'all ain't know, chat, fun fact. Well, not a fun fact, a depressing fact, actually. I hate when motherfuckers say a fun fact. Here's a fact, chat, if you ain't know. You know that nigga Doug died on my mama's birthday, August 4th. Yeah. And my mama, a huge fan of that nigga. He died on her birthday. Crazy, right? Died on her birthday, man. I still remember waking up to that shit, man. Same thing with Vaughn. I woke up to Vaughn, man. I remember watching his last laugh that night on November 6th, and then I woke up and the nigga got shot, man. Like, I ain't gonna speak too much on this shit, because like I said, I wasn't there, so I ain't gonna get my, oh, this was wrong, listen. All I know is, boy, long live the nigga, man. I fuck with both of their ass, man. You feel me? It just wasted fucking talent, man. That's how I fucking look at that shit, folks.
Maybe you want to sign King Von.
But let's see. By the way, chat, the quality, yeah, it's not me. This quality's fucking ass on this video. As you see, it's not as the quality is. So don't look at me. It ain't my motherfucker.
He got a whole story behind. You know what I'm saying?
The resurrection of Chicago Drill.
So that should speak for itself.
First off, I want to congratulate you, like, from being
Duck and Vaughn for sure bought that shit back though.
To get a name in this industry, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I remember this interview.
I salute you. What's the story? What's your story?
And this one.
My story, shit, I just got out of jail for just beat a body into attempts. Like, December? I just got out, started rapping shit.
Of course I know my niggas want to kill me. I'm a very disrespectful person. I know what I did in my lifetime. You feel me? They don't know because they not out here with me.
I don't try not to laugh.
Chicago
I
had
get
one
this
of
hot
the most
shit by
legendary
air
movements in the history of rap when drill started in 2011. The genre took the world by surprise and blew up globally. But
that boy Herbo in the
genre
medium.
Declining,
Dirt.
and by 2017, it was officially dead.
That boy love folk.
But this wasn't the end of the story, because in 2018, King Von and FBG Duck brought the genre back from the dead and gave it a second chance.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's so crazy, because it's like, these niggas was so fucking raw G on my mama. It's like, damn, like, Duck died, that shit didn't feel weird. And then when Vaughn died, I'm like, damn, we lost both of these niggas the same year. They literally bought that shit back from the fucking grave, folks. Because like folks said, right, drill started 2011 and died in 2017, folks. Then back in 2018, these niggas bought that shit back, man. But then, you know how that shit go.
More years of life. So in this video, we'll take a look at the resurrection of Chicago Drill.
Hey.
This is part 2 of the story of Chicago Drill. So if you haven't seen the first, go watch it, then come back. There'll be a link in the bio. Now, the last video ended in 2017 with G Herbo transitioning away from drill and Love Foe and Cedar Honcho slowing down. Drill was basically dead, so things were slow, but there was some motion up on the north side. Polo G started rapping, dropping his first ever song in June.
Me too,
and he
man.
started as strictly a drill rapper, but saw quick progress, gaining a lot of views and fans early on, and continued dropping throughout the rest of the year. Also up on the north side, Tay Sav was doing his best to keep Pappy's name alive and seeing a decent amount of success in his new career. Going into 2018, the Southside drill scene saw some motion.
Shout out that boy Tay Sav, man.
In January, Wooski decided that he was going to start rapping, and right off the bat,
yeah. When folks dropped computers, boy, I still remember when that shit came out. God damn, that's a disrespectful ass song, though. That's all I'm gonna say.
One of the most disrespectful tracks in rap history. Wooski got the instrumental of Computers by Bobby Shmurda and Roddy Rebel, and there's Dirk, E-Day, and 15 dead, 300 and 600 members. Disrespect is obviously extremely entertaining to the fans, and the song blew up and put Wooski's name out, as well as a huge target on his head. Literally. This same month,
hey nigga, that's fucked up. Chav, you ain't get that joke. He said when he released that diss track, Wooski, it put a huge target on his head. Now, if you don't get the joke, because Wooski, I think later that year got shot in the head after that, but he survived. That's fucked up, nigga. Why the fuck would you make that joke? Shout out my nigga Wooski, man. You feel me? Oh, no.
FBG Duck dropped Slide. As I mentioned in the last
Goated ass song.
Duck was a drill pioneer and had been
I played that shit in the beginning of the stream.
But this was his first taste of mainstream success.
Right.
The record took off, gaining millions of views and earning Duck his first record deal 7 years into his career. So early on, Tukaville had some motion on the rap scene. Over on the other side, Lil Durk was in the process of reviving his career. He had been stuck at Def Jam, barely keeping himself afloat.
I'm so fucking glad that nigga Durk left Def Jam, boy. They had this nigga making pop music type fucking love songs. Like, that nigga made My Beyonce, which was a good fucking song. I ain't gonna sit here and try to like cap like the song wasn't fucking good. Durk and Dez. Def Jam did this nigga Durk so fucking dirty, folk. I'm so fucking glad he left fucking Def Jam and just doing his own thing. I don't know who he signed to with now, but he needs to stay with they.
But in 2018, he finally got out and had a chance to take.
Yeah, I love the song too. I mean, I ain't gonna say I love the song, but I like the song. You feel me? Like, it was decent. Shorty My Beyonce soundtrack. You remember everybody in school was playing that shit. You remember back in Gresham, you remember everybody was playing that shit. Back in 2015, you remember the whole school. Durk and Dez. Motherfuckers making edits to that song all in 2015. I remember.
Had control over his career. He started the year strong, dropping Just Cause Y'all Waited in March.
Which was a good ass fucking album.
Into the new direction Durk was going in. It's also important to note that this project didn't have any drill songs on it.
Nope.
Despite Wooski's super disrespectful computer freestyle, Durk hadn't felt the need to respond and was only making melodic auto-tune singing songs. Even though Durk wasn't on any type of disrespectful timing, others in his camp were.
True.
In December of 2017, King Von had beat his case and came home.
Yup.
Since 2014, Von had been sitting in the county for a body.
That boy Von, V-Roy. Long live V-Roy, man.
Showing up, he was able to get out scot-free. A couple of months after Von got out, he decided to try his hand at rap and teamed up with THF Bezu to drop his first song ever.
Beat That Body.
Beat That Body.
I beat that body, now the trenches call me Rocky. Shout out the members, that my motherfucking partners. We gon' have speed, ain't no fucking pulling over. Catch them on 50 candle scan. Hey, is Angel actually his girl? Hey, listen, Sasha, I don't know, cause they was, but then they broke up, and then oh god, that woman just, I don't know. She doing her own thing now. That's all I'm gonna say. You saw Shorty throwing it back on Fabio Foreign. That's all I'm gonna say.
Now, Chicago is a city where killers can become as famous as
my
rappers,
business.
so Von was already known before he ever started rapping. And even though he had some fame, he didn't take off immediately.
Oh boy, what the fuck I'm known for?
Like Problems and War With Us. By 2018, a lot of the biggest artists had transitioned away from drill and calmed down slightly from the antics of earlier years. But Von had been...
What's in your Von music video? Yeah, they both made a song together. Him and Fabio Foreign, man.
Locked up in 2014 when drill was still in his prime. So he was sort of like a 2014 drill rapper that had been frozen in time and thawed out in 2018. He was constantly dissing his ops and smoking Tuka on the regular.
Yeah.
Von was disrespectful, but in September of 2018, the world saw a new level of disrespect when Drilla dropped 50.
Chad, do y'all believe, like, I really grew up with all this shit, though? Like, real shit. Like, I grew up with all this shit. And, like, the fact that I was in it, it looks crazy for motherfuckers looking on the outside. I get it. Like, if you were out of town ass nigga, excuse me, but since I grew up with all this shit, like, it really wasn't, like, it was bad. Don't get me fucking wrong. Like, but since I was in it, I ain't think too much into it. It was just like, all right, niggas into it. They into it. All right, cool. Niggas just got shot over there. Dead body over there. But it was just like, all right, cool. Like, I'm going to school. I don't want no shit. I ain't a gangster ass nigga. I'm a hood nigga, but I ain't no boy. I ain't no gangster. I ain't no killer. I ain't never do no gangster shit in my fucking life. I told you, the most gangster shit I ever did in my fucking life was in GCA, my nigga. I'm a fucking nerd, my nigga. I'm a hood nigga that's a nerd. I ain't, look, folks. These niggas, hey, y'all see these niggas on the screen. These niggas the real fucking savages, boy. I hell no. I want no shit.
One that ops.
Hell
There's
no.
a debate on the actual number
Got me
of dead
fucked
ops
up.
this, but it was over 40, and the song could possibly be the most disrespectful track to ever
Oh
come.
my god, yeah, this fucking song. 50 dead ops. Shout out that boy Driller, man. I ain't gonna lie, that nigga Driller, shout out Driller, but that nigga sounded slow as hell on that motherfucking song. I'ma just be honest. And Driller, if you do see this shit, my nigga, like I said, I fucked you, but you sound slow as hell on that song, folks. Shout out 051, shout out Young Money, but I'm just saying. Hell no, but the song raw though, it is raw. Fuck yeah, finna get disrespectful.
So naturally, it went viral and had people all over the country reacting.
Boom, bitch.
The very next day after 51 Dead Ops dropped, Dirk dropped a song called No Auto. Despite the time,
Everybody know this fucking song. Everybody. Niggas call me blooders just like T out here. I be calling phone no folks saying I don't be out here. Catching knock his news back. Just don't tweak out here.
But
He'll still be laugh. He still be laugh right now if you
career.
niggas ain't gas
For
him
the
up.
previous couple of years, Dirk had been making strictly melodic songs with heavy auto-tune. But No Auto
Also
ended
gone
up
back
blowing
on that
up
drill shit.
and
That's
reminded
why.
Dirk that the fans still wanted to hear him make drill. And to this day, he'll reference the song whenever he makes one of these types of records. About a month after No Auto, Uski's ops finally got to him. One of his friends had recently passed, and he was attending a funeral.
Yup, he got
His
shot
ops
in the head.
slid and ended up catching him outside the church and popping him in the head. But miraculously, he
He
survived.
survived, yeah.
The bullet did a lot of damage and appeared to slow him down.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's living and not a vegetable is still a W. The whole story was somewhat documented on the internet, from Lucy's computer freestyle in January to him getting popped in October, and this ended up bringing more attention back to the scene. Towards late 2018, drill was showing some signs of life, and in December, King Von dropped Crazy Story.
Crazy story.
In all the years of drill, barely anybody had ever thought to tell stories. Young Pappy had his Shorty with a 40 series, but these were songs that only real fans knew.
Oh.
Crazy Story went viral and was the first time the majority of fans had ever heard a drill rapper tell a story, and Von had a natural talent for it. Von also used the songs as another opportunity to diss his ops, and made sure that everyone knew
Not from
he wasn't
63rd.
from 63rd.
Yup.
Crazy Story was a big record. It wasn't a mainstream hit, but it got Von's name out and established him as more than just one of Dirk's homies. The beat for Crazy Story was made by a producer called Chop Squad DJ. DJ had been a part of the early drill movement
Shout out
and
that boy
produced a
Chop
couple
Squad.
songs for Chief Keef, as well as helped to ghost produce for Young Chop. As the years had went on, he had developed a relationship with Dirk, and when Von started rapping, he became his main producer, all the way from his first song ever. DJ played a big part in developing Von's sound and the new sound of Chicago in general, and Crazy Story helped to get his name out more. Crazy Story wasn't the only important song Von was on in December either.
I just wanna read
He
out
also
60
teamed up with
third
Memo
on
600 on a record called Exposing Me. The song was very disrespectful, with Memo and Von dissing the C-stops like
Didn't this
Tuka,
song get
Lamar,
taken
and
down?
Lil Scrap. FBG Duck heard the record and decided to respond.
Yeah.
Throughout 2018, Duck had been minding his business. He wasn't dissing, and a lot of the songs he was dropping were more generic trap sounding and arguably not even really drill. But after hearing Exposing Me, he decided to go back to his roots. In March of 2019, he teamed up
I
with his
miss
cousin
Duck,
Ruka
man.
to make an Exposing Me remix, which was aimed at King Von,
All our
Memo
family was
600,
from there. Well, we is not from 63rd. Now, no disrespectful shit. It's just we not on Fulton Gray.
in both of their hoods. The song was very disrespectful, and at least 10 dead ops were named, including people like OD, T-Roy, and Lil Steve.
Yeah.
The song caught people's attention and got a lot of views. The song also set the trend of making freestyles on the Exposing Me beat,
Yeah.
and the instrumental would continue to get passed around.
Yeah.
Duck followed this up with a mixtape called This How I'm Coming 3, which also did well.
This was raw
Through
as hell.
2019, Dirk was still on his upper trajectory from 2018, but following No Auto, he started dropping more drill songs on top of the usual melodic ones. 2019 was shaping up to be a big year. Then in May, Dirk and Von were listed as suspects in an
Got
attempted
locked
murder
up.
that happened in Atlanta, where one of them had allegedly shot a man in the parking lot of a varsity restaurant. They both ended up bonding out to
Dinner's
stay on
ready?
house
All
arrest,
right, hold on.
and due to the conditions of the case, they can no longer be around each other anymore. The situation seems
I like how you had to type that shit in the Chat, Shamari. My phone right here. Dinner ready.
Bad, but it actually ended up bringing a lot of new attention and fans to Von, adding on to his already growing buzz. It was around this time that the first YouTube videos about Von started popping up. As time went on, they would do more and more digging and add to the growing myth around his history in the streets. In the meantime, Von was grinding on house arrest, putting out tracks like What It's Like and his Money Freestyle. He dropped his debut project Grandson Volume 1 in September. Grandson was a nickname he picked up in prison because the older inmates said he reminded him of the founder of the BDs, King David, who would have been old enough to be Von's grandfather. The project did well, and Von continued grinding and putting out songs. Around December, Duck had a change of heart from earlier on in the year and put out a song called Chicago Legends, where he paid respect to some of the fallen rappers in Chicago, like JoJo, Lil Mark, Pappy, and Lil Mister. But he surprised the world when he paid homage to some of his ops, like Fredo Santana, OTF Nunu, and LA Capone. This was a huge statement and showed a lot of maturity and character on Duck's part. Unfortunately, none of his
they didn't give a fuck, boy. That's where that nigga Duck dropped dead bitches. And they were,
reciprocated this energy at all, or even acknowledged the realness of what Duck had just done. Von continued to diss Tuka at every chance he got, and he was starting to turn 63rd into a meme. In February of 2020, he dropped a song called Took Her to the O, and the song took off. This was another story song, but it got even bigger than Crazy Story. The song marked a spike in Von's career, and to this day is his most viewed and streamed song. Like every other song, he did 63rd, but on this particular song, he mentioned Duck by name, and this triggered Duck to respond. Duck dropped a song called I'm from 63rd, where he criticized Von for telling fictional stories, said he was Durk's pawn, and joked that his pants were too tight for him to tote a gun. Von didn't respond to this song because he was busy capitalizing on the new momentum from Took Her to the O, and he dropped his second project, LeVon James, in March.
I love that project, by the way.
Between his hit single and new album, 2020 was the year the majority of the public first started hearing about Von. As a result of the new attention, people started digging into his past and finding out that he had lived a crazy life. Von had been very active in the streets, as well as on Twitter, and was known to go back and forth with ops and openly admit to catching bodies. There were also other people in Chicago on social media blaming him for certain deaths. On top of this, there was the fact that he had recently beaten a body, and anyone who looked into the case saw that it looked like Von did it and only beat the case because witnesses didn't show up and his co-defendant didn't testify. Combining all this information, it was very clear that Von was exactly what he said he was. The only thing that was alleged was his exact body count. To a clear-headed adult, there's obviously nothing good about taking lives. At the same time, authenticity usually wins, and rappers have been rapping about and glorifying violence and shooting people for the past 30 years, even though the majority of them never did it. So when someone comes along and it's obviously what they say they are, it's only natural that rap fans would gravitate towards them. On top of this, Von was charismatic and extremely entertaining and had a lot of personality. So combining all of these facts...
Well, that nigga IG Lives was so fucking funny, G. I swear they was, folks.
It was a certified recipe for success. More and more people made videos about him, and the fans couldn't get enough. The video started going viral and got to the point where he was gaining fans off his image and history, as well as the music. He continued dropping songs like Grandson for President and Broke Ops, continuing the trend of disrespecting the ops at every opportunity. FBG Duck had already been going up off the slide in his Exposing Me remix, and Von taking off in early 2020 helped him out as well, especially because Von mentioned him by name in a hit song. Being the main op rapping, he also found himself in some of the videos that were coming out, and his popularity began to rise as well. After Chicago Legends, Duck had stopped dissing, and the majority of the songs he was dropping weren't even drill. You could see that he was trying to make good music and grow as an artist, but in July, he had a change of heart. It's unclear whether he was provoked from Von constantly dissing or something else, but Duck decided to drop a song called Dead Bitches, which is probably one of the most disrespectful ones of his entire career, where he dissed over 10 fallen O Block and 600 members. At this point, Duck had a solid following, and King Von was really starting to take
That
off.
song was
so the
so
song went
fucking
viral and
crazy.
generated a lot of attention. Duck dropped another song after this. Then, about a month later, he was in the Gold Coast, a rich shopping area in downtown Chicago, when 5 O Block members pulled up in a car, hopped out, and popped him. This was a huge loss for Tuckerville and Chicago as a whole. Duck was basically one half of the new drill movement that had started in 2018, and his death hurt the movement badly. Due to the fact that Von had been beefing with him on records for the past 2 years, after Duck passed, Von saw a huge spike in his views. Everybody was rushing to make videos, and people were hearing about what had been going on between these two artists for the past 2 years for the first time. Von continued to drop bangers and ride the momentum up. He had the entire Chicago drill movement on his back. On October 30th, he dropped his third project, Welcome to O Block. At this point, it was clear that he was on pace to be a star, but on November 6th, an incident happened that would put an end to all of this.
Yeah.
Von was a real street dude, and he didn't mind smoke from anybody.
Hold on.
And somehow, he ended up in a beef with NBA Youngboy. Many believe it had something to do with Von messing with one of Youngboy's baby mamas, but whether or not this is true, Von being Von decided that he was going to continue to troll and take shots at Youngboy whenever he could.
Yeah.
So the beef continued to drag on. In the earlier stages of this beef, Von somehow ended up forming somewhat of a friendship with Quando Rondo. Obviously, when Quando realized that Youngboy had problems with Von, he cut ties and took up YB's beef as his own. Von didn't like this switch up, and in an interview with Gillian Wallow, he foreshadowed that
he did talk about that shit. That nigga was like foreshadowing that shit, folks. 23 Allen, yeah, I know the song 23 Allen by JD Youngkin. Long live JD Youngkin, by the way.
To put hands on him if he got the chance.
You'll fuck with another nigga, but I guess he'll fuck with that nigga too.
Yeah.
Harder than he fuck with you, so he don't fuck with you. You'll start seeing niggas get on following you and shit on Instagram and shit. So stop talking to you and shit. The nigga let you know a nigga see you again and be there.
Yeah, on some hoe shit.
And you don't want to smack his ass on phone, but nigga you'll be wrong because niggas really ain't like that.
Fast forward to November 6th, a week after Welcome to O Block dropped, Von finally ran into Quando and did exactly what he said. He put hands on him. But one of Quando's homies named Lil Tim was around and had his pole on him.
Yeah.
And he decided to up it on Von, hitting him 3 times. Von was taken to the hospital, but he didn't make it. Yeah. This was basically the end of the Chicago drill resurgence. Von and Duck were the faces, and in the span of 3 months, they were both gone, and so was the movement. Durk continued to put out drill songs here and there, and as time has gone on, artists like PGF Nook and Lil Zay Osama have emerged, so there is a drill scene, but the majority of fans agree that the movement as a whole officially ended in 2020 with the death of Von.
Damn, man, that shit crazy. That long live Von, long live Duck. But hey, chat, look though. Right, we do got FBG Duck. I mean, we have BG Duck, we have Von. But hey, look, we got Nook, Lil Zay Osama, all them niggas. You feel me? Oh man, that shit just made me sad, man. All right, chat, I'm finna go get my food. Y'all niggas stay.